ArsenalFanTV here on the banks of the Thames with the legendary Jim White. Anybody, yeah, legend, anybody who's watched Sky, you know, when the transfer windows come around, the yellow tie comes out.
I've lost it.
He hasn't got that tonight.
I've lost it. Don't have it tonight.
The yellow tie comes out and you are Mr. Transfers in the UK.
Oh, mate, Robbie, thank you very much indeed. Hi to everybody. Can I just say, appearing on Arsenal Fan TV is helping me because of my flagging career. Let me tell you, this is a major boost that I needed. You, my friend, never mind me, you have created a phenomenon, and I'm chuffed to bits to be on this channel with you tonight.
Don't give me no flagging career. He's the main man on Sky. He's got a brilliant show on TalkSport that I listen to regularly during the days. I love that show.
Good man, Robbie.
I love that show. Listen, but I want to go back to the transfer stuff.
Yeah.
You are, you know, anytime anybody thinks about transfers, as I said, they think about you. Tell us about that show. How's that just become what it is? Simply a phenomenon.
Well, it has. I mean, twice a year, as you know, transfer deadline day comes around. Some of them are more exciting than others, as you know, Robbie. But I mean, I remember, key moments in it as it evolved. It just leaves you speechless. You can't quite believe you're right in the eye of the needle. And it's wonderful. I mean, so many great moments. I wear the yellow tie because of the yellow breaking news strap. Everything's yellow. We bring all that out. And yeah, it has become amazing. We could do with a big one. We could do with a zinger of a window. Your cameraman's agreeing with me. And I think we'll
Arsenal could do with a zinger of a window.
Could do.
We always can.
Well, you boys gave us an incredible moment when Mesut Ozil signed. And I mean, I couldn't believe that. That was just incredible. One I do remember, of course, was Andrei Arshavin as well, and that went beyond the deadline, and they got dispensation to sign the boy not long after it. But yeah, it is amazing. I love it. It seems to have captured the heart of the nation, and as I always say, the next one could be the big one. Expect the unexpected. We never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, this summer, you know, we're looking at a lot of the teams.
Yeah.
You know, obviously Chelsea looking like they're running away with it this year, but
they'll win
it's looking, when you look at a lot of the teams, it's looking like a lot of teams are going to go big again this summer.
I think they will. I mean, look at what Manchester City, what's coming out of there. It could well be that Pep will have something of a clear out there, having had a season with them now. He knows what he's got, he knows what he doesn't have, more importantly. And Manchester City will flex their financial muscle. And when Sheikh Mansour does that, not a lot of people, as you know, can compete. So I think it's going to be very, very exciting. It's going to be exciting to see what Liverpool do. It will be exciting to see what Arsenal will do further down the line. Chelsea as well. Abramovich, of course, will support Conte. He has to. Chelsea will win it, I'm sure. And of course, your great adversaries, Tottenham. What will they do? They have a young side who are really going places, and I think Levy will reward Pochettino. So yeah, everywhere I look, I think potentially the transfer window is going to be massively exciting, exciting. Whether you guys hold on to Sanchez is another matter.
What do you think?
Is another matter. What do I think? It all depends, Robbie, what's going to happen between now and the near future with Arsene Wenger. And I know this consumes you on Arsenal Fan TV at the moment. It absolutely consumes you. Nobody knows, only Arsene Wenger knows. And probably a very selected few inside Arsenal itself. So it depends what he does. Do you know my hunch? I think Alexis Sanchez will go. I think he'll go. It's my information, and I want to tell you this, that they improved the offer to him in the last few days. So Arsenal are trying to keep Alexis Sanchez as we speak with a bumper new offer on the table, which is northwards, I think, of 250,000 a week.
Wow.
Now, will that be enough? Is it just money about him?
That's the thing, because that is if
it's not just, you know, if it was about money, he would sign it.
Yeah.
But maybe it's more than that now. And you can see it in his body language. You can see what he's like on the field of play at the moment. You could see what he was like at Selhurst Park the other night. It's maybe gone beyond that. Maybe. But
you're saying that money-wise, they've made him a mega offer.
Money-wise, I've heard they have made him a fantastic offer.
Wow.
A fantastic offer. And if that is the case, and I believe it to be the case, then hats off to Arsenal for doing it.
Now, you know, I'm hoping that's true, and I'm hoping that he stays. If he stays, when you look at Arsenal, what do they need to what do they need to do to strengthen that team? Because again, this season we've underachieved.
Yes, and it surprised me, I must admit. It has surprised me. The thing about it is, Robbie, Arsenal and Arsenal fans have been so used to success. Success being Champions League.
When's that?
Success being, stop laughing over there. Success being Champions League qualification, which under Arsene Wenger has almost been automatic. So that has been quite spectacular in itself. In terms of lifting trophies, apart from the FA Cup, well, we're not talking the kind of trophies that you guys want to win.
No.
So we're also not talking the kind of players that you guys want to see in the field of play at this moment. And I think that frustrates the life out of Arsenal supporters right now, Robbie. And where's it gone wrong? I think certain players are pulling on the Arsenal shirt who aren't quite the calibre of player that you would expect to see playing for Arsenal. And I don't want to single any out, but I think that probably is the case. You haven't had players this season who have absolutely shocked us. We fall off our seats in amazement at what they can do on the pitch. We haven't had that. We expect it from people like Sanchez and Ozil. Ozil, I know, frustrates the life out of many Arsenal fans. We expect it, but we are not seeing it. We are not seeing it. Lucas Perez, I mean, there was huge expectation about him.
He's hardly played.
But he's hardly played. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain should be playing, in many people's opinion. He thinks he should be playing. He thinks he can do great things for Arsenal, but he's hardly played. We don't see him.
And there's rumours linking him to Liverpool now as well.
Rumours linking him with Liverpool. Why is that, Robbie? I'll tell you why. The boy wants to play. It's as simple as that. Because he thinks he's got so much to offer. He thinks he's got an incredible amount of ability in his locker, and I believe he has as well. So again, you're kind of left scratching your head when you look at the pool of players. Why has it not worked? And there's a whole variety of contributing factors to that. But now it's not working, in my view, because of the instability that's been caused by Wenger not telling us what he's going to do.
It's been a mess. Now, I don't want to put you on the spot. Right, but as an expert, I have to ask you, what do you think? Do you think he can still do it again if he changes up certain things, or do you think maybe his time is starting to come to an end? I mean, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a very relevant question. The thing of it is this, Robbie, in my view, the guy is amazing, what he's done. And I know an awful lot of Arsenal fans are saying, oh, Jim White, God, don't tell us something we already know. Well, you do know that. And I think when we're talking about Wenger, we have to be very careful here. What I don't like seeing are the posters being held up in the crowd during a match. To me, the fans have a responsibility. If you want to support a team like Arsenal with a huge history and a wonderful dignity about that club, then you have to support Arsenal throughout the entire playing time, 90 minutes, 94 minutes, whatever. Do your protesting before and after, but not during. Get behind the team. Get behind the team. Because if you don't, why are you there? You're supporters. You're not objectors. I don't object to Arsenal. You know, I support Arsenal. That's what they should be doing. Celebrate the fact that you support Arsenal and you follow that great team. But I do think the confusion that has been caused by Arsene Wenger saying, no, I'm not ready to say anything. The next match is the important thing. It's not about me. No, it's beyond that. And what I wouldn't say, Robbie, in my view, is that Jim White thinks Wenger should stay. Jim White thinks Wenger should go. I'm not qualified to say that. What I do think is, Arsene, come on. We need you now to tell us what you're going to do. Arsenal fans are begging you to tell them, what are you going to do? If you're going to stay, stay. If you're going to go, then go. But tell us what you'll do after you go. Tell us, will you have any involvement with the club? For goodness sake, clear it up now. Because at the moment, there's massive confusion amongst these great supporters, some of whom, Robbie, it pains me to say, and you'll have seen this, some of them are arguing amongst themselves quite forcibly. And that's a shocking state of affairs.
Now listen, I know you know Scottish football as well, so I want to ask you about a player that's been, you know, blazing it up in Scotland.
Oh, go on.
And is going to be on, you know, a lot of people are saying on Arsenal's radar, and that's Dembele at Celtic. I mean, is he good enough to play for Arsenal?
Oh, I would say yes. I mean, this guy knows where the goal is. And a lot of people will say, well, Jim White, you're talking about Scottish football. Sure. But I reckon, yes, given the challenge of Premier League football, if you say to Moussa Dembele, here's the deal, can you go from there, where you're at now, to there? He would love the opportunity, and he would embrace it and say, yes, I can. Yes, I can.
So you think he'd be ready for Arsenal?
I think he'd be a sensation, and I think a club like Arsenal would be the perfect home for him. If he leaves Celtic supporters, Robbie, as you know, the like Arsenal fans are immensely passionate about their club, and they love this boy because of what he's done. But I think, sure, Brendan Rodgers knows that there is a massive move round the corner for this lad, and a massive move would be to a club of the size of Arsenal. So yes, I would say it's a very exciting prospect, isn't it? I mean, you must be very excited by it when you see what he's done the Celtic shirt.
Yeah, listen, I worry because, you know, he's been brilliant, but I think, no disrespect to Celtic, but I just think it's that league. I was saying earlier to these guys, I think I could get 5 goals. In that league.
Well, you probably could. You probably could. But the thing is, we don't know if something like that is going to be entertained by Arsenal, because we don't know if the manager is going to be Arsene or if the manager is going to be somebody else. And if it's somebody else, would that somebody else want Dembele? What I would say, Robbie, as well...
So then you're right, he can't really... there are talks that he's planning for the summer, but that must mean he's staying. But if he's not staying, how can he be planning for the summer? Well,
that's exactly it. You're spot on. That's the relevant point. If it's going to be somebody else, would that somebody else want Dembele? If it's not, if it's going to be Arsene, does Arsene want Moussa Dembele? And this is the confusion that all this is causing at this moment. Again, it's my understanding that the contract extension was on the table for Arsene Wenger, but now it's gone cold. We haven't heard much talk of that. There's no dialogue anymore about that. And a couple of people have told me today that maybe that offer is no longer on the table. Wow. That offer is maybe no longer at this stage on offer. So things are on hold. Things are on hold right across the board here. And this is what's frustrating the life out of you guys.
What would happen if he lost at Middlesbrough then? If it's on hold...
If it's on hold, the other night, I must admit, after Palace, which was painful viewing for you, after that I thought, tonight, post-match, and Jeff Shreves of Sky Sports tried very, very hard, but post-match, I think tonight we might hear Arsene Wenger tell us what he's going to do, if he's going to say if he's going to go. Because I thought the defeat was severe enough and significant enough to prompt to prompt a response in that area. But it didn't happen. I think Middlesbrough, I saw crazily, it becomes a must-win for Arsenal and Arsene Wenger, doesn't it? Because anything else will prompt a massive outcry about what happens now. And that's the big one. What happens now?
Well, you know, I have to try and get like your number or something, right? Because he's got so much information. That's what I love. That's why I love listening to your show as well on Sky. You've always got so much information. That, you know, like they say on Sky, you got all the contacts.
Well, I think it's just you speak to. It's like you speak to people.
No one don't want to speak to me.
You speak to you speak to people. You hear this, you hear that. You get information. You kind of hear what the tone is. You hear what the atmosphere is like out there. You listen to fans. This is very important. The work you do is extremely important. Extremely important, because the fans are the most important. They're the lifeblood. And I think this is the relevant point here. They're the lifeblood at a massive club like Arsenal. And Arsene Wenger knows that. But because he knows that, tell them something. You have to tell them something, because they are the important people in the game.
Very true. Now listen, I just want to ask you finally, what's in the future for Jim White? I mean, as I said, you're everywhere now. Sky, brilliant transfer shows. Brilliant on TalkSport. Anything else in the future you've got planned, or is that keeping you busy enough?
I don't know, mate. I'm getting no younger, I must say. I'm very, very busy at the moment with TalkSport in the morning, which I'm thoroughly enjoying, and thanks for listening to that. And then I jump on a train over there at Waterloo, Robbie, and I go over and join Kirsty Gallagher on Sky Sports News. So life is great. I think the Premier League in England is absolutely fascinating and very exciting. But let me just finish on this, and I'm not just saying this. No matter who's in charge of Arsenal, this club is phenomenal. This club is exceptional, and Arsenal will be back sooner than later and will be challenging for the top trophies.
Thank you very much.